Good day, everyone. We are the Group 2, and today we're going to explore the branches of accounting. When most people hear the word accounting, they just think na accounting is all about taxes lang or math, but it is actually much broader than that. Kanya karon kay we are specifically diving into the different branches of accounting and how they impact our world. Let's move on to the next slide. To understand where we are now, we have to look at where we started. Like almost every other field in human history, accounting began very simple lang. It was just a way to track and report basic commercial processes. However, as our global economy grew more complex, so did the profession. Today, it's a highly respected field that has branched out into specialized areas. So sa next slide, inaingon nga ang accounting daw kay mura siya og mga profession like a physician, di ba, kay they specialize in cardiology for the heart or kanang mga OBGYN for pregnancy, unya ang engineer kay they focus on civil or mechanical projects, and ang accounting pod kay works the exact same way. It has grown into a very daghan nga field that serves a huge variety of needs, whether it's for a single household or a massive corporation or even the government kanang locally and globally. So, not just a specific branch of accounting is designed to help those sectors make informed decisions. So, sa next slide, you will see our content standard, and our main goal for this presentation is for everyone here to walk away with a solid understanding of these varied branches and areas of accounting. Now that we've covered our content goals, let's talk about the performance standards. So this is how we'll know we actually mastered the material. So by the end of this session, you will be able to do specific two things. First is you will be able to look at the businesses right here in our own community and identify exactly what kind of accounting services they need to stay afloat. Whether it's a small sari-sari store or a larger local corporation, you'll see how accounting applies to them. Second is we're going to put your knowledge to the test. You'll be solving exercises where you'll be given a description of a service, and you'll have to correctly identify which branch of accounting it belongs to. Basically, we are not just learning the what, we are learning the how so we can apply it to the real world. Moving forward to the next slide, let's look at the learning competencies. So these are the two main skills we want everyone to master by the time we finish our report today. First, we want you to be able to differentiate between the various branches of accounting, and we'll be able to show you exactly what makes each one unique. Second, it's not just about knowing the names of the branches, it's about understanding the services they provide. Whether it's auditing, tax preparation, management consulting, we want you to be able to explain exactly what an accountant in that specific branch does on a daily basis. In short, we want you to know the who, the what, and the most importantly, the difference. Now, before we look at each branch individually, it's important to understand how they all fit together. So, ang accounting is divided, into several branches for a specific reason. Different people need different types of information. But here is the key point. They all stem from the same body of knowledge. Even though they look different on the surface, they are deeply interrelated. Sometimes they even overlap. What happens in tax accounting often affects financial accounting. Think of it like a tree. Diba, branches different directions, but they all share the same roots and the same logic. So to give you a quick overview, we will be covering the 8 main branches ang financial accounting, management accounting, cost accounting, government accounting, tax accounting, auditing, accounting education, and accounting research. And to explain how each of these works in detail, ako nang ihatag ang floor over to my other group mates. So let's start with Ferlin Halipa to discuss financial accounting.
Good day, everyone. Today, I will be reporting about accounting and its branches, specifically focusing on financial accounting. Accounting is divided into several branches that provide different services to meet the information needs of various users. Although these branches have different purposes, they all come from the same body of accounting knowledge. This means they are interrelated and often overlap with each other. First, let us talk about financial accounting. Financial accounting is mainly concerned with the recognition, measurement, and communication of economic activities of a business. In simple terms, it records business transaction, measures their value, and communicates the result through financial statements. One important goal of financial accounting is to provide information that has faithful representation, meaning the information must be accurate, reliable, and truthful. Financial accounting is considered the broadest branch of accounting. This is because it focuses on the needs of external users such as investors, business owners, creditors like banks and suppliers. These users do not manage the business daily, so they rely on financial statements to understand the company's financial condition and performance. Financial accounting prepares general-purpose financial statements, which means the reports are intended for a wide range of users, not just one group. So, accounting standards in the Philippines. Financial accounting follows accounting standards set by the Financial Reporting Standards Council (FRSC). These standards are based on the International Financial Reporting Standards or IFRS, which are issued by the International Accounting Standards Board. Following these standards ensure that financial statements are consistent, comparable, and acceptable internationally. Financial statements. A complete set of general-purpose financial reports includes the following. Number 1 is Statement of Financial Position, formerly called the balance sheet. It shows the company's assets, liabilities, and equity at a specific date. Second is Statement of Income or Statement of Comprehensive Income, formerly called the Profit and Loss Statement. It shows whether the company earned a profit or incurred a loss during a period. So, third is Statement of Changes in Owner's Equity. It shows the changes in the owner's investment, withdrawals, and retained earnings. So, fourthly is Statement of Cash Flows. It shows how cash is received and used in operating, investing, and financing activities. So lastly is Notes to the Financial Statements. These provide additional explanation and details to help users better understand the numbers in the financial statements. The form and structure of financial statements are based on the double entry accounting system. This system follows the accounting equation. Assets equal liabilities plus equity. The accounting equation assets equals liabilities plus equity shows how a business is financially balanced. It means that everything the company owns is financed either by borrowing money or by the owner's investment. So the meaning of the assets are the resources owned by the business that have value and help generate income. Examples: cash, equipment, buildings, inventory. In short, assets are what the business owns. So, liabilities are the obligation or debts of the business. These are amount the company needs to pay to others in the future. Examples include loans payable, accounts payable, salaries payable. In short, liabilities are what the business owes. So lastly, the equity represents the owner's claim or investment in the business after all liabilities are deducted from assets. It includes owner's capital, retained earnings. So in short, equity is what belongs to the owner. So it also applies the roles of debits and the credits, ensuring that every transaction is recorded properly and remain balanced. So these financial statements are designed to meet the information needs of the primary users, which include present and potential investors, present and potential creditors. So they use these reports to decide whether to invest in the company, add or maintain their investment, or devise or withdraw from the company. So financial statements also help users evaluate the stewardship of management, meaning how will the management handle and use the company's resources.
Good day everyone, my name is Miguelito Nayak, and for today, next topic is management accounting. Management accounting, also known as managerial accounting, deal with the preparation and analysis of accounting information for internal use. Notably by the management, the function of managerial accounting is provide timely and relevant user in them decision makings. Need to support management is achieving the organization's financial objectives of profitability, liquidity, solvency, and competitiveness. Ang management accounting usa daw ka system sa nga nagtudlo sa paghatag og impormasyon para sa sulod nga operasyon sa usa ka organisasyon. Gigamit niya sa manager aron ang kita ug ang gasto mahibalo kung asa napadulong ang kwarta sa kumpanya ug aron makaplano para sa umaabot nga gastoon. Next is managerial accounting information. Managerial accounting information is often confidential and is not distributed outside the company or even to the other department and personnel within the some organization for information that is most relevant to them. Sa kanidaw nga managerial accounting information kay isa daw kini nga sekreto nga dili panghatag sa laing tao kay kung if imo panghatag sa laing tao like nga lang imong company is kanang madaon kay only the manager can use for the important purpose sama sa pagdesisyon sa mga negosyo. Kung ang impormasyon sama sa presyo, plano o pagpapalad sa negosyo o ilista sa customer. Mao ni ang important aron malikayan ang atong pagdown sa atong negosyo. Managerial accounting in its function to assist management toward an stewardship role in a board field of study and involved information system costing, analysis, financial, budgeting, and forecasting, and investment decision. Ang managerial accounting pudguno ay pagkolekta o paggamit sa mga impormasyon aron may bawaan ang gasto para makabudget sa umaabot nga pagplano. In short, the managerial accounting is nagtabang sa saktong pagdesisyon para mulambo ang negosyo or company. Next is while financial accounting report historical information, managerial accounting is concerned more about using information to address the future of the business. So, kanidang financial accounting ay nagisgo sa mga nahitabo sa miagi. Sama sa paggasto sa mga niagis na panahon niya ang managerial accounting mas nagpokus sa paggamit sa impormasyon aron makapagplano sa umabot nga negosyo. So lahi ra siyang financial accounting o kana managerial accounting. So next, so yung nakita sa picture is business transactions, input, process, outputs. So input, evidence of transaction, source of documents. So mao na yung pinakaunang business transaction or og source documents sama sa mga resibo, invoice og mabayaran. Kini nga mga documents mao ebidensya nga adunay transaction nga natabo. Next is process. So identifying, recording, of classifying, summarizing business transactions. So, ang nakita na sa circle, din nga transaction, di pa ila-ilang nga kanang like kanang record or sumada. So, kanang sumada is like kanang mag-compute ka sa mga nahalinog mga kuan. So ang gikan sa input process, aron mahimo og klaro nga husto nga impormasyon. Next is ang output. So output are ang financial statements, communicating, reporting financial information. So mao ni ang katapusang resulta sa accounting. So dinhi gihimo og gipakita ang financial statement sama sa mga income statement o balance sheet. Gigamit kini sa mga management o ubang pang user aron masabtan ang kinahanglan sa mga negosyo o makahibalo og maayong pagdesisyon.
Cost accounting. What is cost accounting? Cost accounting is the recording, presentation, and analysis of transformational cost, example cost within the conversion and storage. So cost accounting is especially useful in manufacturing businesses since they have the most complicated costing process, although it is also useful in other businesses. It is considered a subset of management accounting. However, service companies may also find cost accounting in managing its operational costs. Example, time and motion study of servicing a bank depositor. Its areas of concern are break-even analysis, contribution margin, and standard versus actual costing. So cost accounting informs management on how to set the selling price of the company's product. For example, if the cost accounting record showed that the total cost of producing 1 can of corned beef is 70 pesos, then the owner may set the selling price at 90 pesos. So the seller can have a profit of 20 pesos. That's how the business works. That's how like when you sell something, kailangan jud niya imo gid siyang na jud kay ipatong, because there, like another example is like ice candy. So sa ice candy na gid tay juice, sugar, water. So if I sell ice candy and ako siyang kuanan like ang juice, sugar ug water is like 5 pesos. So that's like the direct materials, and then we have overhead costs like plastic and freezer, electricity. So let's say nga 3 pesos ang kuanan na, so 5 plus 3 equals 8. So that is the kuan maninda man ta, so need ta og ganansya. So ako ang 8 pesos sa akong direct materials ug sa akong overhead cost, 8 man to siya. So wala man ko maganansya, so kailangan magyud kong maninda dapat yun na ganansya. So 8 plus, so ako siya paganansyaan og 2 pesos. So my profit is 2 pesos, and ang kuan na sa akong product is 10 pesos. So I will sell my ice candy 10 pesos. Another example is handmade pencil holder. So for example, akong direct materials is cardboard, glue, decorations. For example, 30. That costs like 30 pesos. So and secondly, my direct labor. So my time spent making the handmade pencil holder, let's say 20 pesos. So napadyoy overhead cost like electricity, tool usage, for let's just say nga 10 pesos to siya. So akong selling price ato, the total cost is like 60 pesos. But gusto man ko magpaganan siya, of course we need yun, like especially in this economy, mahal na jud kaayo, so magpaganan siya kog 20 pesos kay wala man ko maganansya kung ano siya 60 pesos siya akong kuan niya akong kahago or like that. But when I add the profit 20 pesos, so it becomes 80 pesos. So ang 60 pesos nga selling price nako, it becomes 80 pesos. So that's how the cost accounting works. Cost accounting breaks down all costs of making the products so the seller knows how much to charge and how much profit is earned. So yeah, that's how cost accounting works.
Next is D, government accounting. Similar to financial accounting, government accounting is the process of recording, analyzing, classifying, summarizing, communicating, and interpreting financial information about the government in aggregate and in detail, reflecting transactions and other economic events involving the receipt, spending, transfer, usability, and disposition of assets and liabilities. So, ang government accounting kuno kay similar daw kuno siya sa financial accounting. But in government accounting, is the way nga ang government mag-keep track sa kwarta. It means, ilang isuwat ang tanang transactions, ilang i-analyze, ilang i-classify, ilang i-summarize, and ilang i-share ang information sa mga tao so that para makakita sila og makasabot. It shows kung giunsa sa government pagdawat, paggasto, pagbahin o paggamit sa kwarta. Next is the seats of power under our three-party Republican system of government: legislative branch, executive branch, and judiciary. So sa Philippines kuno kay naa kunoy three main branches ang government. First, we have the legislative branch, naa diri ang kanang Senate and House of Representative. Next is executive branch, naa diri ang Malacañang. And lastly, ang judiciary, naa diri ang Supreme Court. So ang legislative branch, sila ang muhimo sa batas or mag-make sa law. And ang executive branch, sila ang kanang implement sa law. And ang judiciary, sila ang interpret sa law so that to make sure nga ang kanang law kay fair siya. Next is government accounting deals with its transactions and the recording of the inflow and outflow of government funds. Like business concerns, the government, the legislative, executive, and judicial branches at national and local levels also undergoes processes to source funds and achieve objectives, whereas businesses are concerned with maximizing value and profit-oriented activities. The government is tasked to legislate and enforce laws, deliver services that promote public welfare and order toward a just and humane society. So just what I've said earlier nga ang government accounting is the way nga mag-record or mag-keep track sa kwarta. It shows kung asa gikan ang kwarta o asa gastuon ang kwarta. Same sad siya sa kanang business. Ang government accounting kay need sad niya og funds so that to achieve the goal. But different ang purpose. If sa business kay profit or kwarta, sa government accounting is to make law, implement law, and maghatag og services sa mga tao. Next is government source its funds from taxes, permits, registrations, regulatory enforcements, customs duties, and other revenues, loans from foreign and domestic creditors to perform its duties and obligations to the public. So ang government kuno kay makakuha sila og kwarta from taxes, registrations, permits, custom duties, and other fees. And also, makautang po daw kuno og kwarta ang government from local and foreign lenders. And ang kanang kwarta kay ilan ang gamiton to do its work and to serve the people. Next is government accounting, like financial accounting, tracks the sources and usages of public funds and maintains the books of accounts of the various agencies at all levels to ensure that government funds are properly accounted for. So, ang government accounting, it's like financial accounting. Mag-track sa public money kung diin gikan o giunsa paggamit. And ang goal ani niya is to make sure that every peso sa government money will be written down and will be used properly.
Good morning everyone. My name is Corina Inso and I will be reporting about tax accounting. So taxes are necessary cost of conducting a business. It is a significant part of operations. Tax accounting is the process of preparing, analysis, and presentation of tax returns and payments. Tax accounting assists organizations to comply with tax law and regulations, minimize taxes legally, assess the consequence of tax decisions, and others. Tax accounting is important because it helps businesses comply with tax law and avoid penalties and fines. Through proper tax accounting, a business knows how much tax needs to pay it and when to pay it. Tax accounting is about kung giunsa sa negosyo pagdala ang ilang taxes. Taxes are necessary expenses in running a business, and they are an important part of daily operations. Its main purpose is to help business follow tax laws and regulations, legally reduce the amount of taxes they pay, and understand the effects of tax-related decisions on the business. In the Philippines, the taxing authorities, which tax accountants interact with on behalf of businesses, include the Bureau of Internal Revenue or BIR, the local governments units or LGUs, cities and municipalities pertinent to the conduct of the business, as well as other government agencies like the Bureau of Customs or BOC. So in the Philippines, tax accountants deal with different government agencies on behalf of businesses. So ang main agency is Bureau of Internal Revenue or BIR, which is responsible for collecting national taxes such as income tax and value-added tax. Tax accountants make sure that businesses file their tax returns correctly and on time with the BIR. So, they also coordinate with local government units or LGUs, such as cities and municipalities, which collect local taxes and fees needed for businesses operation. In addition, tax accountants may work with other agencies like Bureau of Customs or BOC, especially for businesses that imported goods, to handle taxes and duties on imports. Overall, tax accounting helps businesses comply with government requirements and operate legally. So, in simple terms, tax accounting is important because it keeps the business organized, legal, and financially responsible.
I am going to talk about auditing. So first, let's talk about what is auditing. So auditing means reviewing, analyzing, and checking sa actual na results, then i-compare siya against a set of established criteria, standards, or conventions para maka-reach ang conclusion. So usually, ginahimo gini siya sa usa ka CPA or the Certified Public Accountant or Public Accountant. So, mao ni sila ang mga independent auditors who check the financial statements of companies to give an opinion whether the statements are correct and comply with set of standards or criteria. So in auditing, na ay mga sub-branches ang auditing. So first, let's talk about the financial auditing. So financial auditing, this is the examination of general purpose financial statements sa usa ka company. So ginahimo sa siya sa usa ka independent CPA. Ilahang trabaho is they give an opinion whether the data presented is fair and if it complies with generally accepted principles of the GAAP. So in our country, the Philippines, this refers to the Philippine Financial Reporting Standards or the PFRS. So note that auditors do not check 100% of all the accounting records. Only the CPA select a sample of records para ilahang i-examine. However, ang mga users ani mga financial statements like investors or creditors realize siya sa independent process because audits add credibility sa ilahang statements. And it is really important sad nga ang auditors is dili siya employed sa usa ka company nga ilahang giauditahan para maka-avoid og bias ug maka-ensure og fairness because they must follow professional standards. So based on the diagram, the number 1 is presented when checking the financial reports. So claims here is what the company says in its money reports, and the criteria is rules like IFRS or the used worldwide or IPSAS for governments. So what it means is did the company company reports money stuff the right way, or should gi-follow ba sa mga global or government rules? So mao na ang number 1. Then number 2 is the operational auditing. So this is not about the financial statements, it's about giun sa pagpadagan sa usa ka company para mahimong epektibo. So there gina-check kung giun sa pagprotekta ang mga assets sa kumpanya, kung sakto ba o masaligan ba ang mga accounting data, and also kung musunod ba ang mga kumpanya sa external policies o internal policies. When we say external policies, mao ni siya ang gikan sa gawas sa kumpanya. When we say internal policies, gikan sa sulod sa kumpanya nga mga balaod. Ang gifocus ang jud ani is kung sisihon kung igo ba ang internal control structures sa kumpanya. Mao nang gi-check nila kung sakto ba or maayo ba ang pagbahin-bahin sa mga trabaho, or segregation of duties or mga policies or mga process sa usa ka kumpanya. So based on the diagram that is presented, the number 4 is when checking a company's whole part or operations. So the claims is what the company says about how it works, like managing staff, making products, or following policies. So the criteria is all kind of rules from inside the company and from outside the company, or mga like government laws. So what it means is the company doing everything the right way, or ang rules ba is gamatter?
Good day, everybody. My name is Joylyn Gimaya, and my partner already discussed some of the auditing, which is the some of the sub-branches of auditing. So, the financial auditing and the operational auditing. So today, I am going to discuss some of them because there was another 2 of branches of auditing. So, before I discuss, I should read first the meaning of the branches. So, the first one is which is the letter C, compliance auditing. So, when we say compliance auditing, it is an evaluation to ensure that an organization follows external laws, rules, and regulation of internal guidelines such as corporate bylaws, controls, and public policies, procedures. So, for the example of this, from the discussion, compliance it is means checking if an organization that laws, rules, and regulation or its own policies and guidelines. The goal is ayang goal niya ani is to make it sure that the organization is doing what it is required, so dili siya illegal, no? So, a common example is a tax audit by the BIR, or what we call Bureau of Internal Revenue, where they check if a company pays the correct laws. So mata ko og example. So, but still BIR gyapon para kanang dali siya makasabot ba. So, example, like for example, usa ka company, there was actually good ang kumpanya is naman na siya gitawag na to og dapat na kay kanang BIR, what do you call this, kanang company is kanang gahatag o siya tax. Like ako example na ko is kanang bookkeeper. Kanang bookkeeper is wala siya gatag og tax pero gakuha na sila og mga kwarta man ata na sa marag sa kakuan pa sa bookkeepers is mukuha sa kwarta sa every company. And then ang kanang every company, like but dili ra pud company na naiuban na mga stores, like butanda lang sa Prince. So kana sila is nana sila yung mga certificate of BIR. Na sila may nana nga kana sila gahatag budget og tax kay we know nga sa atong Philippines, sa atong government karon, we are allowed to kanang kuan mohatag jud tax even sa kanang mga simple mga bisan mga maestra ana naman jud na kanang mohatag jud tax. Pero sa what we are now is we tackle about company man. So ang company jud sa unsa pa ka dili company nga high ha naji ko like mga store naji na siya mga taxes. So example na usa ka company gi-audit siya sa BIR to make it sure nga sakto ang ilahang gibayaran nga tax og nagsunod ba sila sa tax on laws. So nadi siya kanang laws, tax of laws. So kuan na siya ginana sa tuwa diri naman jud siya. So if naabay kuwang or mistake para para ma-fix dayon sa usa ka company. So mo tong gingon ninyo nga if magtukod gani mo ka ng kumpanya dapat na jud may BIR certificate para dili mo makuan. Next is kay laws na siya daan sa ato dire. government. Next is what we call our next the system auditing. So, system auditing is an evaluation to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of a system. So, accounting typically do system audits for accounting information system and enterprise resource planning or ERP. So, an example, so I discuss so para na mo kanang dali jud masabtan. So system kanang auditing kanang means checking a system to see if it is working well and efficiently. So it focuses on improving how the system operates, no? So go-focus sila sa kuan. And then accountings often do system audits on accounting information system and ERP system to make sure they are accurate, secure, and helpful for the organization. So example mga school, 'di ba? Eskwelahan, because dapat i-check yun sa usa ka system aron masiguro nga efficient og nag-work ba ang siya nga system. So ang purpose manggod siya, why? Because siya is mapaayo ang performance sa system kay kasagaran magud sa mga kasagaran ang mga accounting audit accounting mag-audit sa accounting information system ug ERP system. So aron masiguro nga sakto uwas ug makatabang sa organization. Alright, next let's proceed to the professional performing audit. So if we are going before I discussed already, so nadi siya kanang gi-divide by meaning siya. So but I will read the meaning to para sa masabtan. So aside from financial audits of clients, external auditors may also be engaged to perform operational and compliance audits subject to professional standard and independence and avoidance of conflict of interest. So, and this the Commission of Audit, the state auditors usually perform compliance audits of the financial reports and disbursement of funds by government agencies. They also perform financial audits of government-owned and controlled corporates like sa SSS o GSIS mana karon nila ha. So external auditors are employees of organizations who usually perform operational and compliance audits. BIR examiners as mentioned earlier performing compliance auditors on taxpayers to ensure that they adhere to tax laws and preparing and paying their tax obligation. So, I will discuss about the external. So, divide ako ang tagsa-tagsa na ako discuss ang external auditors, commission audit, internal auditors and BIR examiners para na dali siya ma-catch up. So when we say external auditors, usually check a company financial system. Okay? Aside from this, they can also do operational audits and compliance audits. As long as they follow professional rules, they must be independent and avoid any conflict of interest from the word independent and avoid any conflict. So, ang external audit ko so mo ni siya ang tig-check sa usa ka company sa financial statements nila. So, mo na siya. And next is the commission and audit or what we call ACOA. So, is responsible for auditing government agency, and they usually perform compliance audits to check if government funds are used properly. They also do financial audits of government-owned corporate like SSS and GSIS. So, ang kaniyang commission and auditor or COA is muna siya ang responsible nga mo-audit sa government agencies. So, ang ilang perform niya is ang i-check nila if ang katong funds nga kanang gigamit ba siya sa sakto. Mauna siya ang commission. So, nadyo la ilahi nga type sa audit. So, wato siyang external, no? Katong usually ang check company, sila ang check sa company financially. And then, ang commission, sila ang responsible nila is tanawon nila kung gigamit ba sa sakto ang kwarta. Next is the internal auditors. Work inside the organization. Their job is to do operational audits and compliance audits to help improve operation and make sure rules are followed. So, internal auditors mo to work inside the organization. So nga naa siya galihok sa organization sa sulod sa organization. Their job mo to operate sa audits and compliance audits. So sila maoy ga-operate. So from the word operate, kanang mo help sa sila pag-improve and make sure that ang usa ka rules ga-follow dira ba. No, mo na siya. Usually mao man na siguro ang audit sa atoa diri kanang tan-awon sa audit ang treasure sa tubang kwarta. So inana diri. Sa atoa pa lang sa school. Sa school na to ang audit is mo ni siya internal audits, no. So example sulod sa eskwelahan, and then ang treasurer mukuha sa kwarta i-audit dayon tan-awon kung sakto ba mo ni siya. And then BRR examiners so conduct a compliance audits or on taxpayers check if people and business follow tax laws when preparing and paying their taxes. So mo to siya ang BRR examiners conduct compliance audits taxpayers. Mo to siya if you are going to handle a business, so you are going to do, especially sa kanang mga dagko nung grabe na kayong mga business, like for example, bigasan, kanas mga merkado, nanas sila yung mga BIR, nanas sila yung mga, so wala mo may picture diri sa certificate of BIR, pero nakakita ko na kay one of my kanang friend man, na sila kanang business sa merkado, so naadyo dito, and then iya pong work is a bookkeeper, so mas na-familiarize na ko ang work sa BR, pero not mostly, not ang tanan, but naaray nahibawan. So, ina na siya. So, that's all for today's about sa auditing sa 2, katong compliance and sa system. Hindi also siya pag-work, and now, katong professional who perform audits have different results. Moto siya nawa. Don't forget ang katong external auditors, commission on audit, internal auditors, and BIR examiners. So, dili ra siya audit ra nga kanang basta kay tiguan na ka-score ta, tan-aw ra kung sakto ba yung gibuhat, but na dyan siya lahi-lahi nga kanang murag stages, di siya stages, like, na siya murag, tawag, murag grupo-grupo, bang na imuha, inana siya. So, that's all for today. Hi, good day everybody. So for today, I am going to introduce back my name because earlier I was the one who report the some of the branches of the auditing. So today topic I'm going to report about the accounting education. So but before we proceed, I am going to read the meaning first, and after that I am going to discuss. So accounting education, it is the branch of accounting deals with the process of developing future accountants, and it starts with creating a relevant academic curriculum to train students who are aspiring to be professional accountants. This is called Initial Professionals Development or IPD. So remember, so mo to siya, no, ang mga students who are aspiring to be professionals, ang tawag na to is IPD. So sorry for that. So as what I say earlier, I'm going to read first before discussion. So next is they contribute to the development of the professions through their effective teaching, conduct, and publication of research, and influencing education to pursue careers in the different branches of accounting. So this area of accounting education is known as Continuing Professionals Development or CPD. CPD caters to all members of the profession engaged in the different branches of accounting. So both IPD and CPD are mandated by relevant laws, which is the RE number 9298, the Philippine Accountancy Act. So, and regulated by government or agencies, Commission on Higher Education, Professionals Regulatory Board of Accountancy. So now I am going to discuss step by step so that we can now understand what does accounting education means and what is the purpose. So when we say accounting education is about preparing people or preparing the student to become aspirant, to become a professional accountants. So because we are not going to we're not going to become accounting like ibutang dayon ta sa accounting without any lessons, right? So we are going to kuanjud kanang a lot of experience. We need to learn what does accountancy, unsa jay mga sulod ana niya kay what if mo sud kag usa usa ka accounting tapos kuan di ay wala di kay alamag pataka na lang ka dito. So next mo siya accountants in helping accountants continue learning throughout their careers. So mo dito kong gingon. So first, it focuses on training future accounting. So by creating a school curriculum, they help students gain to knowledge and skills they need to become accountants. And this stage is called initial professional development. So if we're going to think, so ang first ko ng focus sa training is the school. So mo to siya no sa katong ga EBM. So mo to sila ang kanang future mga accounting and actually is a mga accounting course nga gikuha nila. So I have a kanang kuan friends. I mean igagaw na ko siya. So she is in accounting. So grabe jud ka. Ang math jud grabe. Next is the accounting professionals is can also become a teacher. So when we say mong good accounting is dili ra ka accounting ay pangkuwara na siya naran siya sa bangko tigkuwara sa BIR sa kwarta. So pwede po siya mabutang sa maestra. So daghan ka pwede when it talks about accounting because my teacher last year when I was grade 12, so we are our teacher. So gas cut undecided kay kuwato sa general academics ra na akong gikuha and then si moto si sir. So I will si Sir mo speak ako sa last name si Sir Maitom. So he is an accounting. So ang una niyang ga-work ato is nas Palawan and then nagkuan yes Palawan siya ga-work sa una and then karon ang nasunod iyan ang anak na nasa kanang kuan na siya sa kuan tawagan sa bangko kaya accounting sa diya anak. So mo to siya. And next is because why kanang we need to learn manggod kanang dili din ka diha basta nga ibutang sa accounting. Of course we need to learn kay kuan man siya kwarta man na siya dili ra pud sa kwarta but documents na siya and then gobyerno pud imong gi work na. So accounting for yes mo to they help the profession by teaching students doing research and encouraging students to choose accounting careers. Wala ko na-encourage joke. So mauto kay kanang yes, kanang i-encourage sila nga mo take sa usa ka accounting to kay actually nice man ang accounting kana ko goods kas math. So mo to siya because learning does not stop. Accounting education also includes training for accountants who are already working and this helps them stay updated when changes in business and accounting rules. So this is called continuing professional development or what we call a CPD. So mo na siya. And both IPD and CPD are required by law in the Philippines under the Philippines Accountancy. So mo to siya no ang katong IPD pag school pag kanang learn sa usa ka people or usa ka student. And when we say CPD, it is a learning does not stop kaya patuloy murag kuan siya kung butang ta lang sa first is curriculum what we call the high school level. Mo na siya gitawag nato og EBM. And when we say because learning doesn't stop, kani siyang CPD is mo na siya ang college level which is gakuha na jud kag course nimo na financial like kanang accounting mo na to kung example akong igagaw nga accounting siya kanang mo jud ilang course jud is accounting so ilahang kanang go-focus jud sila sa accounting mo na siya ang CPD. And in short, accounting education helps people become accountants and help accountants keep learning and improving. So that's all for today. So yeah, so I hope nga nara mo yung nakuha sa akong discussion. Have a great day.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. My name is Maria Luisa Aimla III, BSTM STM 1A, and today I am reporting about my topic, accounting research. Accounting research focuses on the search for knowledge using the scientific method in any area of the accounting field. So accounting research daw is about finding knowledge and better ways to do accounting. It uses the scientific method, meaning it studies the problem carefully, gathers data, and analyzes results before making any conclusions. So when an accountant daw or when someone uses the scientific method, first they identify the problem. Like for example, issues in financial reporting. Second is they collect data such as mga financial records, mga surveys, or mga reports. And then third is they analyze the data. Mangita sila og mga patterns or solution para sa problem. And then four is draw conclusion. Since naka-collect naman ka og mga data, na-analyze ang data, so magkuha na ka sa conclusion based sa katong mga reports.
nga imong mga na-collect. Dili ka mag-base sa imong mga assumptions or predictions nimo, kundi mag-base ka sa mga results katong mga data or mga surveys nga imong mga na-collect. Researchers in the academe and professional practice choose specific subjects and methodologies, example, information systems, tax, and auditing. So researchers in the academe or mga teachers o mga professors usually studies accounting to improve studies, standards, and theories, while ang mga researchers in professional practice usually study accounting to improve business done in real life. Then mga usually or mga kasagaran topics or mga subjects na ilang gamitan kay ang information system, how accounting software and technology are used, auditing, how audits can be improved, and tax, how tax rules affects individuals or companies. And then ang methodology, muna ang mga method nga ilang ginagamit, like for example mga surveys, mga case study, o mga data analysis. So, accountants in practice typically conduct research to solve specific client problems. So, ang katulad mga accountant nga nagkipagtrabaho og mga client, naghimo pa na sila research to find solutions in mga real problems. So, for example, mapatabang ilang clients kung unsaon to record og mga complex nga mga transaction, ilan ang matabangan since naghimo naman sila research about ana, and then other problems like how to reduce tax legally, how to improve a company's internal controls, kiba na sila ana since na-research naman na nila. So this just proves daw nga ang ilang research is practical and problem-focused, not just based on theories or theoretical. Standard-setting bodies globally like IASB and FASB conduct research to develop new standards for emerging issues such as cryptocurrencies. So, ang katusa daw mga organization na naghimo sa accounting rules like ang IASB or ang International Accounting Standard Board o ang FASB, ang Financial Accounting Standard Boards, mag-research sana sila sa mga new o mga emerging issues such as cryptocurrency. Since wala naman na sa ilang mga accounting rulebook, since bago biya siya. So, mag-research na sila about kung saan ba na nila na item, kung saan na nila pag-record, o kung saan na nila pag-report in financial issues or financial statements. So, this just proves daw na ang accounting standards stays relevant and reliable.
Good day everyone, especially to our respected teacher, Mr. Kando. I am the last but not the least reporter for today. I am going to discuss the chapter summary of our topic, which is the branch of accounting. To start with historical growth, accounting has transitioned from basic record keeping to comprehensive field that serves households, businesses, and governments and globally. So, ang accounting day is wala siya gasugod sa lisod as we have today. Sa una mong gyud kay simple keeping like listing, pero nagkadugay is developed into full system nga gigamit syempre sa business, even sa government all over the world nga ma-manage gani nga ang money sa sakto na. Like for example before si Amrelo iyarang giles iyang mga sales sa notebook ra, pero karon nga iyang store na accounting software or computer nga gigamit para ma-track ang iyang daily sales, expensive, inventory, and profit. To add, government also use accounting to track taxes collected and money spent on roads, schools, and hospitals. Number 2, core knowledge. Mastery of financial accounting and terminology is foundational, with financial statement benefiting various societal activities. So, mao na siya nga ang basic unique understanding of financial terms sa accounting. Like for example, si Kevin, businesses owner checks report to see if the business is earning money or losing money. Number 3, manage application. Both private and public sectors utilize specialized financial reports, managerial and cost reports to optimize resource allocation effectively and efficiently. So, managers use the accounting reports to make good and decisions. Like for example, if usa ka lamas or ingredients. Prices go up na. Restaurant manager may increase food prices or look for a cheaper supplier. Number 4, taxation basis. So, diri ang accounting helps the government know how much tax person or company should pay. Okay, without accounting record man gyud ang tax, dili siya mo compute o sakto. So, number 5, ang auditing functions. So, ang auditing man gyud diri ma-check if ang financial statement kay sakto, fair ra ba o accurate ra ba. Dire nga part ang auditor syempre ila gyud na siguradoon nga walay tikas or mga big mistake. So number 6 kay education and research. Ang purpose aning accounting maka-help siya to improve system and i-train po ng future for professional sa mga accountants, auditors o uban pa. So number 7, future outlook. Accounting will continue to grow and adapt to new challenges like technology, online businesses, and global trade. So overall, kaning accounting nagsugod ni siya as a simple record keeping but karon dako na siya role sa businesses, government, and sa atong daily life. Maka-help ni mga manager also to make decision and masigurado nga sakto o honest ang pag-audit and ma-continue ang pag-growth with the help of technology. Mura na, that would be all for today. Thank you for listening everyone. Thank you.